Hey, Sonya. How you doing, Sonya? Sonya, I almost forgot what day of the week it was. I almost put Wednesday. I think I have a class to take Wednesday, so maybe I'm trying to get Wednesday here so I can get that class over with. But I was pushing it, rushing it. Can't be Wednesday if I haven't taken the class, huh? Unless I missed it. Yes, I'm like, is today Wednesday? And I was trying to put a title on this live, and I was like, today's Wednesday. Then I thought, I said, no, it's not, because if it's Wednesday, that means you missed your class. Hey, Cool Gamer. How you doing, Cool Gamer? Sonya, what challenge are you participating in for February? You may have told us already. Sonya says, hey, Cool Gamer. You may have told us already. And I forgot. But I know we talked about January. Sonya, do you guys have do you have a list of challenges for each month pre-planned already? Or is it just you guys kind of swing it? You kind of go with the consensus, whatever everybody agrees upon. Whatever everyone agrees upon. I hope you guys are having a happy Tuesday. I hope that your Tuesday is going well. I hope that you've had a good day at work or at home or whatever it is that you did. If you went on a field trip with the kids and all that, whatever it is that you did. If you had went to eat lunch with your hubby or your wife, your significant other. Y'all know Valentine's Day is coming up. So there are a lot of YouTubers who know who never knows what the deadline is. Sonya. Okay? It's like by the time I'm home and ready to exercise, and then I come on here and cool down, it almost feels like sometimes you forget what day it actually is. And then, that's what I was saying about Mondays. So many people, they complain about Mondays, but hey, cherish Monday just like you cherish any other day because it flies by. It really does fly by. It flies by. I put up a few R words on a short yesterday. Kind of like relax, rewind, refocus, resolve. It may have been one more. But sometimes we need to do that. We need to pick a letter out of the alphabet and apply that letter to our day. Pick some positive words that are, that start off with the letter R and apply that to your day. And even if it's not so much as positivity or, affirmation type words, just some educational words like tact, tact. So many people in life, in general, on this app, all ages, colors, nationalities, they don't have tact or jointness, not a jointness, or jointness. Just learning what to say, when to say it, and when not to say it. Tact. They don't have tact when talking to people or about people. They lack a degree of sensitivity. until somebody's talking about them. If you're talking about them, there's some sensitivity. Hey, Nicole. Hi there. Welcome into the live. Hey, Tamika. You know, but if it's referencing someone else, they lack tact. They don't practice tact. They don't practice, well, should I say this or shouldn't I say it? If you have a doubt, you probably shouldn't say it. Because when people say certain things to them, they're quick to say, hey, they're offended. And a lot of times, even when you don't mean to offend, think about the person that you're talking to. Think about the person that you're talking to and just squash it. Think about the person that you're talking to and just squash it. Because if he's still talking about it 15 minutes later, it's kind of like when you use the conjunction but. If you don't mean anything, then if you continue, that negates the fact that you didn't mean anything. It's just like if I say I want to go to the store, but I don't feel like it. Now it doesn't 100% negate it, but if I don't feel like it, I'm probably not going to go. I may, but I'm probably not going to go. Or like my granny used to say, okay, you want to go to the store, but you don't feel like it. So it does negate it. You really don't want to go to the store, right? You really don't want to go grocery shopping. Because once you say but, you negate everything before that. People need to just expand their minds and not take the things they see and run with them. Don't take things for granted also. Whatever you have today that's good in your life, make sure you don't take it for granted. The good things like your job, family and good friends, that goes without saying. Good contacts, don't take those people for granted. Especially like I said, family and friends, that goes without saying. But sometimes people take their jobs for granted, or they take friendships for granted. I've heard people say before, like in just having a casual conversation with a friend or family member, you ask them, hey, when is the last time you talked to so-and-so? And they may say, well, I haven't talked to her in a while, or I haven't talked to him in a while. And so you're like, oh, okay. And you're asking because, well, sometimes people are asking to be nosy, because nosy is a characteristic that many people need to work on. It's a trait and a characteristic that many people need to work on. It's not really a trait, but it is a characteristic that people need to work on. So hopefully when you're asking someone about someone else, it's not to be nosy. So if I ask, when have you talked to so-and-so, I'm going to mean it. I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to be sincere about it. And then if my friend says, well, I haven't talked to her in a while, and I'll be like, well, why don't you give her a call? Because I may have talked to her, and I may have suggested to her the same thing. But, somebody has to come first. So I said, why don't you give her a call? And some friends are like, yeah, you're right. Let me check on her. Let me check on her. But then you have some, they're like, she can call me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yes, she can. And if you've called and tried, you've made several attempts to call someone, that to me means maybe you need to stop by, or maybe you need to check with someone else who knows them well to make sure everything is okay. And once you've done all that, then all you can do is wait for them to get in contact with you. But I can't stand it when I ask a friend about another friend. Hey, Jill. How you doing, Jill? Congratulations on your MLK Day poetry contest. No, your What Will MLK Say Today poetry contest. Congratulations on the success of that. You had great contestants. All of them won. All of them did great. Of course, it was a contest, so we had to have first, second, and third place, and they deserved it. But the whole event was a success. And I hope everybody in this chat got to check out Jill's contest last weekend. So, you know, it's like, so I'm like, well, one friend said she knows how to call me. And I'm like, yeah, she does know how to call you. But again, unless you've called them on several different occasions, call them again. Stop by. Make contact with them. You know, sometimes people are at home in a deep depression. May be deep, may not be so deep, but they need someone to come check on them. They need somebody to come and stop by. You know, stop being so. If people would check people as quickly as they criticize people, critique people, look people up and down, they'd be much better people. But I hate to hear that when I ask somebody how someone's doing, and I'm like, you haven't called her, or you haven't called them, and the next thing they say is, they could have called me. They can call me. I mean, we know that's true. If it's a true friend or a loved one that you truly love, me personally, I'm going to call 2 or 3 times before I start to feel like they're ignoring me. I'll get that feeling a little bit, but I'll get a more critical feeling of, are they okay? Hey, Brilliant, welcome to the live. I'm going to want to know if they're okay. So if I make contact with them and they're okay, then I'm good. I'm going to, of course, be like, you know, what's up? What's going on with you? I've been calling you. You know, you haven't been replying. See what's going on with them. It may be something you did or said. It may be something that they misperceived. And it may be something going on with them. So if you're concerned about a friend or a family member, don't always think you first. If you're concerned, you're going to think them first. You think them first. And after you've done all you can do, and you know you've done all you can do, then you just kind of fall back. Everybody's speaking to everybody. So I hope you guys had a great Tuesday. I hope your week is going well. And I hope your week continues to go well. Like I said, tomorrow I have a class, like a 4-hour class. And y'all, it's not hard at all. It's really not hard. It's not hard at all. The hard part is just going. Like, I don't want to go to class. It's just like in school. The hard part is just going. Once you get there, it's okay. You know, once you get there, it's okay. You learn new things. You get more education, you know. So it's good to take classes. There are certifications and things like that you can get online to help improve your knowledge, your wealth of knowledge, increase your wealth of knowledge. Google offers classes. If I'm not mistaken, I think Microsoft offers classes. So, you know, sometimes you can take classes and you can get certifications that can help you in the job market, or that can just help you with self-improvement, self-gratification. Jill says, I'm tired. Work has been kicking my butt. Really, Jill? Girl, you know how that can be. Work can often kick our butts. But we hang in there. We keep going. And if we need to, we take a break. Sometimes you need a good vacation day, a good PTO day, paid time off. Or if you don't have that, sometimes you just need a good NPTO, non-paid day off. NPTO, non-paid day off, to give yourself a break, even if it's just a day, to regroup, to refresh, to, you know, rejuvenize. That we go with those R words again: regroup, refresh, rejuvenize. You know, relate to yourself. How many of us find that we often don't relate to ourselves? Do y'all know what that means, relating to yourself? For me, it's just basically getting in touch with who you are. You know, self-evaluation of, especially if you've set goals or if you've decided that you want to do better in some areas. So see if you can relate to the goals that you've set for yourself. So I'll just call it relating to self. Relating to self. Reevaluating some things that you may be doing, some plans that you may have. Just sometimes it's just the small stuff. Sometimes when people say things like that, like doing a reassessment of yourself, sometimes people want to go deep into things, and it doesn't necessarily always require that. It doesn't necessarily always require that. It could be like we were talking about last week. If you find yourself getting to work just on time, sometimes a few minutes late, like if you're supposed to be there at 8 and you're always getting there right at 8:05, 8:10, try your hardest for, if a week is too long for you and you know you're late every day, try your hardest to get to work on time for at least 2 days. And if it works then, try another 2 days. If it works then, you got one more day. You know, Friday. Brilliant says, Lions Pride. I love you, sis. Love you too, sis. I stopped by just to say, hey, I see. Catch you next time. Okay. Everyone, please have a blessed evening, week. Blesses everyone. Thank you, Brilliant. You have a blessed day as well. Have a good night. Jill says, have a blessed night, Brilliant, hun. So, yes, Jill, the contest was good. It was entertaining. It was thought-provoking. There was some calls to action that I wish people would take seriously. You know, calls to action. I'll say calls to actions with an S. It's really good. It's a really good thing. But what I think is that there are too many people not answering the calls to action when there's a call to action. There's just people that they're kind of lackadaisical. I was unable to see the chat on StreamYard. Really? You know what? And I think like when you did your other video the next night, there was some issues going on. I haven't been on StreamYard in a while. And the reason I haven't been on in a while is because I've just been wanting to use the YouTube button, the YouTube live button for a change. And because I'm like, okay, StreamYard is a paid for application, but there is a free version. So I figure if you use the YouTube live more in conjunction with your StreamYard, then you can stay on the free version. You can stay on the free version. So yeah, I remember, I knew well, that night, things were flowing well, honestly, on your end, besides the fact that you couldn't really see, you know, a lot of what was going on in the chat. But as far as the flow and the video drops that you had, all of that was really nice. That was really nice. Yes, I can't hear anything when I'm on StreamYard. I meant to write them. Yeah, write them and see. Especially if you're, you know, you're paying for it and your devices are fine, you know, everything's going well. Write them and see. But I just kind of, and I like StreamYard. I really do like it. because I like it because of the, the drops and all that kind of stuff that you can do and other things that you can do. But I I know I don't use it enough to purchase it. So I was just like, well, I don't really do, that many lives. I come on here to do my cool downs. And I drop my exercise shorts. And sometimes I come on here to finish up my exercise on my elliptical. But most of the times I'm on here to do my let's walk and talk, my cool down, my extra long cool down with everybody. So I just figured, why not use the YouTube button? Why not use the YouTube live? You're welcome. Yes, it was good. And then that next night, I wasn't sure. Like when you had some of us to come up and discuss what had happened or what had gone on, I wasn't sure if it was, I think you said something about contacting them, StreamYard then too, but I wasn't sure if it was StreamYard or your devices. I just remembered that you had to listen on one and then we would mute and you talk on the other. So I don't know if that has something to do with StreamYard and just the whole technical aspect of you being able to hear. If something was going on kind of quirky with that. So I hope they get it straightened out. They will. They'll get it straightened out. Who is that? That's a new name. Okay, Cadence B Plays. That's a pretty name, Cadence B Plays. So you sound musically inclined. You sound musically inclined. That's a nice name, Cadence B Plays. Welcome, Cadence. Everyone, welcome Cadence into the live. Glad to have you. I appreciate you. Hello. These days are getting longer. Yep, a little bit more every day. You're chatting with them now? Okay, Jill. They'll get a look. They'll get a resolution. They'll get it our word. They'll get a resolution. Again, welcome Cadence to the live. Cadence B Plays, you guys. Welcome her. I appreciate you for stopping by and saying hello, Cadence. I hope you come back again. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And just know that we're over here to uplift, and we're trying to keep it that way, to be uplifting, encouraging, motivational, and most importantly, to get everybody to move at your own speed, to move on your own accord, but at least to try to encourage you to move non-stop for 30 minutes each day. For those who can't do it for 30 minutes, 20 minutes minimum. I would say 15, but I keep hearing 15 too much. When you start to hit 15, guys, when things become easier and easier, or with something like exercise, they continue to cut the time down shorter and shorter. To me, I think people won't tend to do it then. Because they have it in their heads. Well, I only have to do 15 minutes. They used to say 30 minutes per day. Now they're saying 15. And guess what? I don't think that helps their dedication. I think what helps the dedication is to suggest 30 minutes per day, at least 20. And so, to me, the way I process it, the way I think about it is that that'll help them to stay motivated. Because the more you drop down, how many minutes per day, the more I think people will not do it. The more I think they won't do it. Hey, I'm back. Hey, sis. How are you, Beck? Y'all please check out Beck. Please, along with Jill. Both very, very motivational women. Both very encouraging. Both very authentic. They're some of the very first people that I communicated with on here. And I think I need to get back to that. I need to get back to the old originals. Get us back. I saw Tribulations Kids the other day, D. So I need to get back into some of those. And I've been checking on I always check on Jordan because Jordan goes live sometimes a couple of times during the day. Y'all check out DJ Jordan. Check out Beck. Please check her out. Check out some of that singing that she does. She's very, very encouraging, very sweet. Not negative at all. Not confrontational. Not critical at all. Check her out, please, please, please. And y'all, it doesn't matter how many subscribers someone has. Support good content. Thank you, Beg. I appreciate it. You're working today. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I worked earlier. I came home early though. Came home early because I didn't get to work out this morning. So I've worked out, doing my cool down. And as anybody knows who follows me, they know my 10-minute cool down, 5-10-minute cool down often becomes an hour. It often becomes an hour. Jill says hello, Cadence B, and hello, Beck. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much love, sis, and everyone. Yes, Beck. So I hope things have been going well for you today. I hope you're having a good day at work. It's almost Wednesday. Guys, look, the sun is setting later and later. And for those who keep up with the Groundhog, he did not see his shadow. He didn't see his shadow. So can you tell me what that means? Groundhog Day, the groundhog didn't see his shadow. So do you guys know what that means? Beck says, hello, Jill. Now, they tell me, and I've heard over the years, I think this is about the 11th or 12th time that the groundhog hasn't seen his shadow. You know? So when he doesn't see his shadow, it typically means an early spring. It typically means an early spring. So we'll see. It seems like he's on point this year because though we've had snow, we've had ice, we've had a lot of rain. It's been cold at times, but it hasn't been cold for a very long time. So it's been cold at times, but it hasn't been cold for a very long time. So the groundhog may just be onto something this year when he says that we're going to have an early spring. And y'all know what that means. Spring break is next month for most people. March through some point in April, maybe. After that, kids have like a month left of school before summer break. Then it's vacation, vacation, vacation. Of course, some of us are going to kick it off with the spring break. We're going to go on vacation and have some fun. Some are going to wait until summer. Whichever one you do, try to get out and have yourselves a good time. Try to get out and have a blast. Try to celebrate, try to enjoy whatever it is that's going on during that particular time. Mardi Gras season, you know, there's a lot of things to start doing right now. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. What is it? Memorial Day that kicks off like the official kickoff of summer. When I say official, I mean like more people out and about, concerts, outdoor concerts, doing things outside, having a blast, having a ball outside. So, you know, things like that. But I think summer, technically, I'm going to use officially and technically differently. The official start of summer for many people, we use Memorial Day. We choose Memorial Day to kick it off. And technically, summer starts like June 20th or 21st. I think that's the longest day of summer. Beck says, hello, Jill. Okay, be right back. They have me running tests. Okay, Jill, hopefully, whatever it is, Once those tests are ran, hopefully, once those tests are run, hopefully everything will work out with your StreamYard and you'll be back on track. Sonia says, I don't know what that means. What vacation, Sonia? Taking a break? Taking a break, going on vacation, having a little bit of fun. Sonia, you have to. You have to take the time. I was saying earlier, you know, sometimes at work, we need to take a PTO, a paid time off. One day, 1 or 2 days of paid time off. Or in PTO, even if you don't have any saved up, take it anyway. Take you a day or two of time off from work to refresh, to regroup, to refocus, to just rejuvenate and have yourself a blast, to treat yourself. Take one to treat yourself, and then a few months later, take one to just, you know, and that's part of treating yourself. Just refocusing, regrouping, refreshing, rejuvenating, all of that is a part of treating yourself, can be a part of treating yourself. So take you at least one day. And if you'd like, take you two. Take you two. A lot of us have jobs that give us at least like, what, maybe 7 to 8 holidays, paid holidays. And then most of them will give you a free day to take off for your birthday or for whatever you want to use it for. You know, sometimes that's good, but sometimes you need a little bit more. Sometimes that's not enough. I think even with kids in school, they get 1 day off each month, if I'm not mistaken. I think like when school starts in January, they get MLK Day off. That's a federal holiday. Some of them, I think, is it President's Day? I think it is. I think it's President's Day. Girl, if I think it's President's Day. Y'all, I'm looking at something right now, and he's doing the right thing, but I would be like, not mine, not mine, not my yard, please. But so in February, I think is when they get President's Day. So I think January is MLK Day. In some places, I guess they get Robert E. Lee Day or something like that. In February, I think it's President's Day. In March, usually they get the week of spring break. April, I don't know if they get a day in April. I know some areas they get like just a conference day or something like that. Kind of like a day to renew or rejuvenate. Hey, Kicking It with Lynn, how you doing? Welcome into the live. I appreciate you for coming into the live. Again, y'all, anyone who comes into this chat, I would greatly appreciate it if you go and check out their channel. Everyone who comes through here they have good content. Good, positive content. Educational, informative, uplifting, and or motivational. Oh, Sonia says no. When you said Groundhog Day, girl, I know what vacation is. Girl, Sonia, some people say they don't know what a vacation is because they haven't taken one in so long. Or when they take one, it's not like a good extended one. Some people work. Like they work all the time. And even when they're off, they don't really like get a good vacation in. Like, say, some people choose to make sure that they get a vacation in at least once a year. Every summer. At least once a year. Or at least during spring break. And some people, it's 2, 3, 4 years before they do that. So when you talk about vacations, they're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Kicking It with Lynn, I'm glad to see you over here in the live. I appreciate you for coming through. And again, y'all, please go over there and check out Kicking It with Lynn. She has great content. She's always teaching us something. She and her husband are together a lot of times. She and her family are together a lot of times. So it's good family content. Please support Kicking It with Lynn. Jill's Comfort Zone, on Beck. Who else did? I think Cool Gamer came through here. Sonya, A Brilliant Blessed Mess, and Cadence B. Tamika. I don't know. I'm subscribed to Tamika, but I never get any notifications, so I don't think Tamika does content. But I do know that Tamika is a great supporter. She's a great supporter. So please check out Tamika. If you don't mind, I would appreciate it. And I always say, even if the content isn't content that's interesting to you, if it's positive, if it's encouraging, if it's uplifting, not critical, mean, negative, support it. Support it. And we can support the drama. We can support the dramatics as well. It's another genre, right? It's another genre too. So we can support that type of content as long as it's not crossing boundaries, crossing the line, stepping on toes. You can support the content creator. But when it gets to be, I think we as grown-ups know what's too much and what's too much for each of us, because we are all different. We're all different. And I'm seeing that more and more, that people, okay, y'all, sorry about that. I got a call. People seem to think that you're going to think like them. Like if they don't feel that something's wrong with something they do or say, then you shouldn't feel like it. But they only feel that way until it crosses to them. So always try to be mindful of that. And when people tell you that you're stepping on their toes, be mindful that that's them. They're different. We're all different. What you don't see is hurtful or harmful, someone else may. So try to be more educational. Try to be more uplifting. Try to address things and have good laughs and conversations that everyone can participate in and enjoy. Now, that said, you may not like that type of content. Then go where you like to go. Everyone should be able to go where they like to go. But to keep a peace about you and a peace of mind, sometimes you have to remove yourself from certain areas and certain environments. Kicking with Lynn says, Sonya, excuse me, y'all, you have a channel? Not yet, Miss Lynn. She doesn't have one yet, but we're trying to get, she has a lot of subscribers. And I guess we all have channels, but Sonya, she's not dropping content just yet. I don't think, Sonya, have you, because I haven't gotten any notifications. See, yeah. She said yes, but she doesn't post anything. Yep. So, yeah. Do your best. I think, again, I don't know. Sonya, did you check out Jill this weekend when she had her, What Would Dr. King Say Today poetry contest? It was really nice. They had 3 prize winners. And knowing Jill, I'm sure that everyone got something, a participation prize. So that's good stuff. Like, that's good, fun, informative. It was very informative. I was saying earlier that the poetry, I think sometimes when you have a poetry contest, people think that everything has to rhyme. It doesn't really have to rhyme. It's nice when it rhymes, especially when it rhymes and it flows well. But a lot of times it can just flow. It can just really flow. It can really just flow. It has to have a nice flow. And everyone did good in the contest. Everyone did good. So, yes, check Jill out. She's expanding her channel. Y'all know she drops a lot of great recipes, and she does the cooking videos and shorts. And she vlogs sometimes. She dropped some videos from when she vacationed not too long ago. So they're nice. And again, y'all know I said check out Kicking It With Lynn. A lot of family content. Sometimes she's solo. But whether she's solo dolo or with the family, it's always good content. Always dropping gems, always doing good. Umbek Pikiki, I think that's how Umbek says her second part of her name. I always just say Umbek. She's always over there singing and dancing. She's vibrant, sweet, joyful. Y'all check out everybody who comes through here. Everybody who comes through here. Kicking with Lynn says, yes, I seen that on Jill's channel. It was very uplifting. Yes, it was very, very uplifting. It was a really nice, really, really nice competition. It really was. It went really well. And I think Jill plans to do more of those. This is the second one so far since she announced that she's going to try to have these contests every so often. And this was her second poetry contest within the past, I'll say 3 to 4 months. Yes, Sonia, it was, I enjoyed it. I really, really did. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. Like, I'm close to where I need to be. I can see where I need to be. So I'm just kind of hanging out. But what I don't like is when music comes through here. Like, with StreamYard, you can at least try to catch it a little bit. But with YouTube, that's the only thing I don't like. You can't catch it when people are playing music that might not need to be played. I don't think they can determine, I don't think they even care to determine if it's you or not. If it's in your background, then it's you. If it's in your background, it's you. So have y'all been moving? Have y'all been exercising? Have y'all been getting in some form of cardio activity? Because y'all know that is the main purpose of me coming on to these lives, on my Let's Walk and Talk lives, is to encourage people to move. Move. You can walk, you can bicycle, you can use your bicycle, you can use your treadmill, you can use your elliptical. You know, be familiar with it, become familiar with it. And also, always make sure that you can do those things. Like I always say, I encourage that. I encourage movement. Most healthcare professionals encourage movement. But I want you guys to know that anything I tell you in this live is not meant to be professional advice. And I'm not trying to serve as your healthcare provider. But what I'm trying to do is just to encourage you to move and encourage you to have that conversation. Have that conversation with whoever your healthcare provider is. Talk with them. Tell them you want to start working out, or, you know, ask them what's within limits for you. If you're 100% completely healthy, still ask them, because you don't want to take off and try and run a marathon and you never trained, right? You don't want to try to ride your bike across town and you haven't ridden your bike in 10 years. So always check with your healthcare provider whenever you're starting a new program, exercise program, or whenever you're restarting. Even if you're restarting, if you haven't in a while. And also, along with getting you at least 30 minutes of cardio each day, like I said, strive for 30 minutes. Strive for 30 minutes. More and more literature is saying that it's okay to do 15. But what I found with people who say that is that the more they lower the amount of time that you should exercise or can exercise and it be beneficial, the more a lot of people tend not to do it at all. I've even had people say, well, if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, I get that at work. You know, that may be true, but get it on your own time. You know, at work, it's kind of a, I won't say robotic or it's a necessity for work. Make it a necessity for yourself. Make it a necessity. You're back, Jill. How's it going with everything? Make it a necessity for yourself to at least get 30 minutes, no less than 20 minutes each day. At the bare minimum, 15. Bare minimum, 15. Start off slow. Again, if you aren't currently in an exercise routine or have an exercise habit at least, start off slow. Always take deep breaths in and out. You want to stretch and warm up beforehand. I call that my appetizer. And then you want to go into your exercise, which is the entree. And then you want to cool down for about 5 minutes, which is your dessert. The entree, you're working, working, working. That appetizer, kind of like when you're at dinner, you're warming up. And then your cool down is your dessert. I always say your appetizer, your entree, your dessert. And like most of us, dessert is the fun part. When you're exercising to cool down for a minute, it's the fun part because you're almost done. You're almost done. Jill says, child, child, I'm going to have to contact when it's, oh, really? So I'm about to get ready for my live, hun. Have a blessed night, everyone. Okay, Jill, we're going to come over there and check you out. Well, I hate that. So that means that whatever it is that's going on, you have to be live. I guess you have to go live and then maybe call from a different phone if you're on your phone, or go live from your computer and just, I guess call from your phone. It'll work out. It'll work out. And hopefully maybe it's okay. Just check it. When you go live, Jill, maybe you'll be able to determine if it's okay. Maybe you'll be able to determine if it's okay right now when you go live. So yes, it's finally dark. It's not pitch dark, but it's dark. Y'all get ready for longer days and shorter nights. If that's your favorite time of the year, it's coming. It's coming. The days are already longer. The sun is setting later. And so what was it? November, the clocks fell back. Next month, we spring forward. So it used to be half and half. It used to be years ago, like October fall back, April spring forward. But now it's because I think they really want to just get rid of it and not do it. But I don't think our Congress is ready to vote on that yet. Some people still like it where you fall back and spring forward. So what they did do is they shortened the time. So now we fall back in November and re-spring forward in March. Just in time for spring break, just in time for St. Patrick's Day and all that stuff. What do you have in May? Cinco de Mayo, all of those things. So if you prefer longer days and shorter nights, next month we will be springing forward. We will spring forward. Sonia says, every day I get a workout done. Yeah, Kicking It with Lynn says, yes, I'm still exercising right now. Good. Lynn, I'm steaming me some vegetables to eat before 8. I don't eat after that time. Okay, doing 16-8 intermittent. Okay, that's good. We were talking about that on the other day, Kicking It with Lynn. I don't know if you saw it at all, but we were talking about eating habits and things like that the other day. We were talking about fasting. We were actually talking about fasting as it relates to eating, but then also fasting as it relates to other things too. Like fasting from social media. Fasting, which y'all, I've come to realize, we talked about that, the fasting from social media. It's so hard for some people to do that. People will say that they're going to do it and they won't. But I know quite a few people who do it for a whole month. Like I said, they usually choose January to do it in. They want to start the new year. They say that for a few years now, they've been fasting for the month of January from social media. And it kind of gives them it just reboots them. It's like they don't worry about what's going on social media. If they want to hear something that's newsworthy, they'll check out the news on TV or radio. Excuse me. But they don't, they take a break from social media for 31 days from January 1st through January 31st. So sometimes that's a good, all of us need a good break from things. Like I was just saying earlier, sometimes even though we get paid time off and we get vacation days or holidays off at work, sometimes we need to take our own day off. Choose to take you a day or two off to, just to relax and unwind, to rejuvenate, to reset, refocus on some things. And sometimes you may need 2 days to do that. Even if you don't have paid time off, sometimes you just need to take a day or two off and make time for you and for your family. So I'll suggest 2 days, because what a lot of people, we all understand and know that we need to take care of ourselves, because we want to be able to take care of our families. So a lot of us put family first, and we should. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't. I'm not going to criticize anyone who does, because that's what we do. That's what love does. You put family first. Love puts family first. So make sure that you take care of your family, but you also want to take you a day or two for yourself, to take care of yourself mentally and physically. Kicking It with Lynn says January fasting sets the course for the rest of the year. Yes, Kicking It with Lynn. That's what they tell me. And with social media or with anything, you can fast whenever throughout the year. But what I've been told is that with January, it kind of sets the tone for them. Now, I got some of those rascals. They fast for January and February. They make up for it. They get on here and they clown. They make up for it. But and they'll even call themselves out. They'll say, I sat there and fast all January and I've been on this thing all day, every day. So that's funny. That's kind of funny to me. But I do truly believe in what you're saying. Like what you said, January sets the tone. Whatever you're fasting for, and you do that fast in January, it sets the tone. And for some people, it really sets the tone. For other people, they may find themselves kind of doing some things that they said they wouldn't do, but then if they think back to January when they fast to try to help themselves with certain issues, then it kind of resets them. It kind of resets them. It does reset them. So January is a really good month for fasting. With whatever your fast is for, it's a good month. Like I said, and that being said, you can fast anytime, but January is it's really a good time for a lot of people. Sonia says fasting is very important. Yes, it is. Like fasting, and you know what? Challenges are important too. Challenges can help you with self-improvement as well. Because for me, that's what fasting basically is. You're just trying to, it's about self-improvement. Self-improvement. And we all have areas that we can improve in. Whether it's our eating habits, whether it's our extracurricular activities such as smoking, gambling, shopping, cursing. I've seen the debate about cursing and cussing a lot. But when I say cursing, I mean using curse words. People say curse words don't hurt. But again, that's one of those areas where people have to speak for themselves, because a curse word may mean nothing to one person and it may be damaging and destructive to another person. Especially if you're doing it around or to children or young adults. If you're doing it around children, you may not be doing it to them, but you're doing it around them. So they're exposed to it. And then you wonder why some of these little kids that you see on these shorts are cursing their butts off. It's funny when it's one word here or there, but it's not cute for long. It's not cute for long, y'all. Sonia says, me too. Oh, yes. Kicking with Lynn says, I fast throughout the year at different times. Yes. I definitely think that's the way to go. And sometimes when it relates to like your diet and stuff, sometimes your body will say, hey, give me a break. Like, give me a break. Like if you have some digestive issues, or if you like, not to be graphic, but I'll say the number one. You go, you use the restroom, the number one, it's a little strong or concentrated, meaning the color is really heavy. Maybe you need to drink a little bit more water, or say you do drink a lot of water. Well, maybe you need to cut back on sodas, because I know some people drink a lot of water and some people drink a lot of sodas. So, you know, if it's a little concentrated, if the odor is a little heavy, maybe cut back on the sodas. And if you don't drink a lot of sodas, then drink a little bit more water. If you don't have any health issues preventing you from doing that. Because a lot of times, people suggest that you drink water, but sometimes people have health issues that they may need to limit their fluid intake. So, you notice that when you go and with your number one, and then sometimes it can be really, 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 really light in color. And usually that's okay. Usually that's okay. As long as it's not painful, overly dark. Usually being light means you drink a lot of water. But just make sure you guys get your yearly physicals or your quarterly physicals, because at some ages or with some conditions, doctors will see you every 3 to 4 months. And I know people don't like to go to the doctor, but hey, go and get your checkups. Go and get your checkups. Stay proactive. Go and get your preventative care. Ladies, go to your OBGYNs. Men, go to your primary care doctors. They usually handle your reproductive areas, to the degree that they can as a primary care doctor, but, go get your checkups. Go get your checkups. Check on yourself. You know how we often say, check on the strong friends? Well, check on yourself. Check on yourself. Kicking It with Lynn says, Sonya, it really is beneficial. Your body feels great. You get clarity on things. Yes. It can clear up some of that mind fog. And sometimes people don't really even know what you mean when you say mind fog. Mind fog can be simply that you're noticing that you're forgetting a little bit more. Or it's like, have y'all ever gone into a room to do something, gone into the kitchen to do something, right? You leave, I'll say from the back of your house or from outside of your house, you get into the kitchen and you know that you came there to do something specific, but you forget what it was. But as soon as you leave the kitchen, it comes back to you. So, sometimes that's just all about, you don't diagnose people saying, oh, they're just getting Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's or old timers. That's what a lot of people call it. Sometimes it could be the medicine that they're taking. Sometimes they may not be getting enough rest. Sometimes it's nothing really wrong with their memory. They just need to give their bodies a break. They need to give their bodies a break. They need to, check and make sure that your levels are okay, your vitamins, your minerals, your nutrients, make sure all that is okay. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough rest. Make sure you're getting enough water. All that stuff. So you'll leave out of the room, and as soon as you leave out, y'all, sometimes you're in the doorway. It comes back to you and you have to turn right back around. So sometimes it's just a little fogginess. Sometimes it's just a little fogginess where you may not even forget anything. It's just that you lose your train of thought. You could be talking, and now sometimes we do that because we're so passionate about what we're talking about. But sometimes let someone interrupt you. Sometimes you'll just completely lose your train of thought and you have to go ahead and start talking about something else, and then bam, it kicks back in what you were talking about. Kicking It with Lynn says, I only eat meat now 3 days a week because I think we sometimes eat it too much and I feel less bloated. Yes, Kicking It with Lynn, yes. My body gets a rest and a chance to digest previous meals with meat. Exactly. And there are so many different types of diets now. Like people are doing the carnivore diet where they're just eating strictly meat. And I don't know, to each his own if they've researched and they know what fits them, because we're all different. But I think if I was going to stick to a solo diet, I would more or less trend toward plant-based instead of meat based, because it does. Now, of course, broccoli, cabbage, and things like that can give you indigestion and give you gas, So, of course, you have to be careful with the plant based foods that you eat as well, especially if you suffer with those things kind of, you know, more so than other people do. But that meat, it really will. Cutting back on that meat will help with bloating. You don't feel so heavy. You feel lighter. You just feel better. You feel better. Sonia says sunlight and rest is important. Yes, sunlight and rest is important as well. There are certain times, you just like check your fingernails. Sometimes you have those horizontal lines going across your nails, those hard lines. Sometimes it can be from an injury, and sometimes it can be from like a nutrient deficiency. Sometimes, it can be that you're low on iron, low iron. Some of them are caused by low zinc levels. So, if you notice it on a nail or two, it's probably going to grow out. And it's just okay. You probably injured it, or you may have been a little deficient. But sometimes we kind of clear things up with our diets anyway, without even knowing. But then if you notice that most of your nails have certain types of ridges and stuff like that, pay attention to your diet. And a lot of times, I understand that people sometimes have trust issues with the healthcare field. I truly do understand, because a lot of times people in the healthcare field, they're more technical. Everything is technical. Everything has to be medicine. I really do love a good doctor who is more of the in-between. He's of the earth. He doesn't mind you talking about home remedies, as long as those home remedies don't interfere with any medicine that you're on. So a lot of doctors are like that. They believe in medicine, but they also believe in natural remedies. Those are some of the best doctors, because you have a lot of doctors who only believe in medicine. If something's not this way, then there needs to be some medicine. And believe me, when it comes to certain things like your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your diabetes, yes, if you know that you're not going to exercise and do the things that you need to do to get those numbers within normal range, then maybe there's no maybe in it. You need to take your medicine. Now, if you're going to be dedicated and stick to doing the things that you need to do, often the doctor will have a discussion with you and he'll give you like 3 months to do that. If you come in and the numbers are looking better, or they're within normal range, then the question of medicine is out of the door, is out the window. But if you come in and the numbers are kind of steady, he may give you another 2 to 3 months. Or if you come in and the numbers are higher, he may say, well, okay, let's start with a low dose. So sometimes, as much as we don't like to take medicine, I don't know anybody who likes to take medicine. Now, there are some conditions where people, that's a whole other life. But for the most part, just generally speaking, most people don't like to take medicine. But sometimes, y'all, we have to. Sometimes we have to. If lifestyle changes don't help whatever condition, you maybe borderline diabetes, borderline blood pressure, borderline high cholesterol, things like that. If the lifestyle changes that you make and if the diet changes that you make don't help, sometimes you have to start with medicine. So catch it when when you can start off with the low dose. I started taking magnesium. Kicking it with Lynn said she started taking magnesium and it was a game changer. Yes. And for some reason, Kicking it with Lynn, did you just take it like a low dose just to see if it would help after researching? Or did you talk with your doctor and you have your magnesium levels drawn and they decided to start you on some magnesium? Because I noticed that magnesium is one of those things that they don't check for a lot. Magnesium and vitamin D. Now they're starting to check for vitamin D more often. They are starting to check for vitamin D levels, people's vitamin D levels a little bit more often now. Which is good. Sonia says, kicking it with Lynn, I know the feeling. It's a good feeling too. Lynn said, I went home last week and got so many people complimenting my skin. Go on, Miss Lynn. Go on, kicking it with Lynn. You were kicking it. Asking how I get my skin to look the way it do. Eating healthy supplements and exercise. Yeah, yeah, yes. And sometimes some of those conditions that we were talking about, sometimes you can kind of help it with certain supplements. People with low iron, go ahead and take iron supplements, and it can prevent a lot of other things, or a lot of other feelings that you have that don't feel normal. Just getting your iron in check. Get an iron in check. Get your iron in check. Doing so can often make you feel so much better. Sonya says, kicking it with Lynn, I can only imagine. Yeah, her skin is pretty anyway. I'm telling you, her skin has always been pretty to me. So if she's doing something to make it even better, then I know she's flowing. It's glowing. I mean, I know it's glowing. But yes, magnesium helps with your nerves, and your nerves, your skin, um, your heart. Sometimes people have these things that they call PVCs, premature ventricular contractions, and sometimes just cutting back on caffeine. Sometimes just getting the right levels of calcium, magnesium, potassium in your system will help with those. So sometimes some of the things can be addressed by supplements and lifestyle changes. And a lot of times that's why the doctor will say, okay, this number isn't where I want it to be, but they'll tell you to come back in like 3 months, 4 months. They'll give you some suggestions. They'll tell you some things to take, some things to do, some things to stop doing, some things that you shouldn't eat. And then you come back and hopefully the numbers are getting better. Even if they haven't gotten into the range where he wants them to be, hopefully he'll see significant change, or enough change to say, okay, let's go another 3 or 4 months and see if it's even better. And then you get to a point where you don't even have to, especially if it's supplemental, and you see what supplements you're missing, then you start to incorporate that in your diet. Vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin C, all that stuff you incorporate it into your diet, then you can come off of the supplements. So hopefully supplements will be enough for some people to prevent certain things or to get certain numbers in range. And then after that, even food, just the food minus the supplements, and supplements minus the other harsher medications. Kicking It William says, they say just little vitamin D. Okay, we're low, and also low on magnesium. Okay, doctor said a lot of things can be fixed if people would take magnesium. Yes, yes, yes. I researched it and just decided to try it. I take the dose. Okay, see, yeah, a lot of times just researching some things on your own. And sometimes, y'all know how doctors can be, some of them. Sometimes if you make a suggestion, they're a little bit slow because you made the suggestion. Because look, they're supposed to be the professional, right? They're supposed to be the licensed professional. But Google can be a really good thing, and Google can sometimes not be a good thing. But when make sure you check your sources, and you know how you feel. And if you feel like some of the things that you're seeing, and you see some things that help with that, maybe try it, especially some of the over-the-counter things that you get out of the real good healthcare stores, like the nutritional stores. Try those things and see if they help. Sometimes some supplements out of Walmart help people. But I'm just saying, make sure you go to a really good store, a good nutritional store, and get you some good supplements. And oftentimes you'll see good results, and you don't have to progress to medication. And hopefully you'll be able to even get things leveled, and you can come off of the supplements, because then you can decide and you can figure out what foods you need to eat to get those things into your system. Oh, okay, the doses that women need. Okay, Sonia says, I take magnesium. You do? Sonia says she takes it daily. At night, her doctor recommended it for sleep. Yeah, I've heard that too, Sonia. I've heard that too. Glycinate. Make sure you pick, because there are different. When you look at those things, sometimes that's just like iron. You can have iron with vitamin C, and a lot of times they give you that to help your body absorb it better. And sometimes they just give you iron. And if you do have to take iron, Let the doctor know if you suffer from constipation after you start to take the iron, because iron can cause some people to have, or may cause some people to have constipation. So it's just, sometimes we can look things up on our own. Um, a lot of times we find the supplements and it'll say that they aren't FDA approved. But again, if you go to a good source and you go to a good place to purchase your supplements, and don't start off with the high doses, start off with the recommended doses for, like Kicking It With Lynn said, women or men. But always, always, always let your healthcare provider know. Always check with them. Always let them know. Of course, you don't have to, but it would be a good thing to do so. Because that's what I was saying earlier. I think I left from that point. Some doctors, they just think medicine, like medicine. They don't deal in supplements a lot. They just, sometimes they do when it comes to nutrients, but a lot of times it's just medicine. If your blood pressure is up, and I think a lot of times doctors say that, they do that because people will say, well, okay, doc, I don't want to take the medicine. Let me go and exercise. They'll go 3-4 months, y'all, knowing darn well they aren't going to exercise. Knowing they aren't going to exercise, they may have good intentions. But when they go back to the doctor and he's like, how's it going? You been exercising? Before you even say anything, he looks at your body language. And if your body language suggests that you haven't been, and then he's going to say, okay, you're not, we said we're going to exercise first so that you don't have to try the medicine. But if we're going to do that, you have to do it. Like, you have to stick to it. It has to be consistent. And I know it can be hard. It can be hard being consistent. Ms. Lynn says, I got tired of doctors always prescribing pills to fix one thing that caused another problem. Yes. Side effects. The side effects. And that's what they always end up saying. Well, the benefits outweigh the side effect. But it's like the person has to deal with the side effects, though. The benefit may outweigh it, and that's a good thing. But side effects can be really nerve-wracking for people. They can be really nerve-wracking for people. So that's why I really do like doctors who, they like they'll prescribe medication, but they'll try, natural ways as well. They'll try medications, but they'll also try natural ways. They'll try natural remedies. And even if they do, some may just try the natural way and the way of living, like your lifestyle. They'll try that with you first, and see if that works. And then they'll go ahead and move to medication if it doesn't work. But some will try supplements and they'll try, lifestyle changes, and hopefully that works. But if you don't want to take the medicine, you have to be dedicated to the supplements, and you have to be dedicated to the lifestyle change. Kicking It With Lynn says, I saw that. The daily recommended of magnesium for a female, Sonia says, is 350 or less. She only takes 250 for her magnesium. That's it with the B6, the vitamin B6. Okay. Lynn says she takes collagen too, and that's great for your skin. She mixes the collagen with smoothies, and Lynn says, listen, she mixed that collagen with the smoothies, and she feels great. Y'all. So see, each person is each individual is different, but oftentimes you can find ways. Sometimes you may, and sometimes it may just be the place that you purchase it from. Like I said, sometimes some people may take the supplements and everything's a-okay. Some people may have to take the medicine. If you have to take the medicine, try to make it your last resort. Try to make sure that you've done the lifestyle changes. Try to make sure that you've taken supplements in the appropriate amounts and you've let your doctor know about it. I have to say that because I have to say I'm not giving you guys any professional advice or diagnosing or giving you any information, because I'm not your healthcare provider. I'm not a healthcare provider. I'm not your doctor or nurse practitioner. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your nurse practitioner. Okay, YouTube, I'm saying that. That's a disclaimer. But what we're doing is that we're dropping nuggets and we're telling people things that work for us. And Kicking It With Lynn and Sonia have dropped some really, really good nuggets today. So if you come across this live, please check it out. Check it out. Do things that work for you. Make sure you don't do anything to cause you any harm. Again, always, always, always talk with your healthcare provider before taking anything that you haven't been taking and haven't gotten approved through him already, before starting any exercise program or routine or restarting. Like I said, sometimes some of us have exercised before, but we haven't in the past couple of years. So don't go and try and run a marathon just because you were a runner in high school. You're 35 years old. You haven't run since you were about 22. Don't just go and run a marathon. You need to train. You need to train. You need to get yourself prepared to run the marathon. Say a marathon is coming up. You haven't run in 12, 13, 14 years. Train, 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 train. Sonia says she drinks Boost. It's a beauty strawberry kiwi flavor. Strawberry. Sonia, that sounds like a drink. That sounds like something that's a taste good drink. Like just meant to taste good. It's good for skin, nails, collagen and vitamin E. It has collagen and vitamin E in it. And your magnesium. Oh, they're vegetarian tablets. Okay. That's good. So yeah, so we can find some things sometimes to keep us, if we can find those things to keep us off the medicine, that's good. But if you can't, take the medicine as your doctor has prescribed, of course. And hopefully, sometimes that's what it takes for people to make changes. Like this, the doctor says, you know what, no, because some doctors are just like, they focus on medicine. If they see the numbers are a little bit off from what they want, they're prescribing the medicine. So sometimes that makes a person say, well, hey, I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to I'm going to buy a treadmill. I'm going to change my diet. And so the numbers start to go down, and they go down significantly with both the medication and the lifestyle change. Then the doctor may decide to lower your dose and maybe taper you off. They may taper you off. Sonia says, we totally understand. Lynn says, I don't mess with knockoffs. Right. I get the best for myself. Not saying expensive is better, but you get what you pay for. I research everything. And that's right, kicking it with Lynn. Research is crucial. Research is crucial. We should research everything. I think a lot of times people just listen to what other people say. And that's why I say over here, we drop nuggets, and hopefully people can pick up nuggets, and we, those of us who drop them, we pick them up too. But when you pick up a nugget, always research it. Always research any information that you pick up, because each individual is different. Always, like Lynn said, make sure you get the best for yourself and go from there. Always research from reputable sources, and make sure that you get your products from reputable sources, and do it the right way. Don't try to overdo it. If anything with something like that, underdoing it would be the side of caution. But make sure you don't overdo. Sonia says, same here, kicking it with Lynn. So y'all been on here like an hour and 19 minutes. Who'd have thought? But I haven't, again, like I said earlier, I haven't been using StreamYard lately. I've been on YouTube, and I've been liking it. I don't like when someone passes me with a lot of loud music. I can't mute it. I can't mute the phone when they pass by me with a lot of loud music. So that's the negative side to it. But copyright 107. Copyright 107. I do not own the rights to anything, any music that may have been in the background of this video. I had no control of it. Kingdom with Lynn says, Lounge Pride, I love this. I love you. Always have good things to talk about. I love you too, Kingdom with Lynn. And I got to get Kingdom with Lynn. I'm waiting for you to go live, because I end up, I don't know what it is. I think I fussed about this before, but YouTube, like right now, they may show, I may get a notification that someone just released a video or dropped a video. Y'all, I go to the video and the video is like three days, sometimes like 3 weeks old. And I feel so funny making a comment, leaving a comment. I definitely always like thumbs it up, but more lately I've started to leave a comment. I don't care how old it is or how new it is, because support is support, but and you can't really excuse me, you can't really help how they drop it. I guess it's all part of the algorithm. And sometimes, like I always say, if you're subscribed to a lot of people, sometimes I guess it just happens that way. But just to say this, no matter when you get the notification, y'all, please, please, please support. And if you haven't gotten any notifications in a while, go over there and check. Go to a channel and check, because you may be missing a lot of good content. Kicking It with Lynn says, you get to it when you can. I appreciate that. Yes, definitely. I will. Who is another? Trying to think of somebody else I saw. Was it Six Bowls? I don't know if y'all remember Six Bowls, but she comes to the chat sometimes. I got a notification for a video from her the other day. Y'all, the video was from like 3 weeks ago too. And that's why when I said 3 days ago, I stopped, because I knew somebody, it was like 3 weeks old. And I was like, why am I just getting the notification? That's crazy. But again, we have to make conscious efforts to support people who support us. And when you don't see them, don't think negatively. Excuse me, y'all. See, you can't mute that. Don't think negatively. Go and support them anyway. It's just like when I was saying, check on your friends. If you haven't talked to a friend in a while, family member, if you've called them several times, 2-3 times, and they haven't called you back, go check on them. I have a couple of friends the other day, they were like, well, she hadn't called me. That goes 2 ways. And I'm like, yes, it does go 2 ways. But how do you know she's not going through something? Like maybe she's a little depressed, or maybe, So check on people, even if you've called them 2 or 3 times, left 2 or 3 messages. Check on them. Make sure they're okay. And that way you've done all you can do. Because you don't want to later see somebody and find out that they were going through a tough patch and you didn't even check on them because of the fact that they didn't answer the phone after you called them twice. They didn't call you back after you called them twice and you left a message. Sometimes people can just be, depressed, or I won't say depressed. Sometimes people can just need some them time. So always check on people, and then if you check on them and they're fine and they're talking to everybody else, then hey, you've done all you can. Maybe you did something and you don't even know that you did something. You can even ask them that, if they are open to that. Ask them that, because sometimes you do offend people unintentionally, and so you have to you say, well, hey, I didn't know that. If you had said something, and a lot of people would say, well, if they were your friend, they would have told you. Not always, because sometimes people think that what would offend them and what wouldn't. So, and sometimes they just kind of lay low or they lay back, because I know we've all had that friend or acquaintance who every time something positive happens, they throw in a wrench. They're like a negative Nancy. Every time something good or positive happens, they're like the negative Nancy. So, you tend to pick out those friends. You tend to figure out who's who. But sometimes just check on people. And when you've done all you can do, you hope that somebody repays the favor to you. Let's see, Sonia says, my correction, 10 to 50 plus females, magnesium is 310 to 320 milligrams. Lynn says, we can't catch everything at the time, but I know you'll visit me when you can, and I truly appreciate it. And believe it or not, I've been working more, after the holidays, that first month or 2, I'm trying to get me a little extra money, because I'm starting to think, what if I want to go on a vacation, y'all? What if I want to go on vacation? So we did. It's almost summertime again, y'all. It's almost summertime. It doesn't seem like it because it's February, but January flew by. And y'all, I just think that's something we say every day. It's just time flies. Time flies. It's not even about if it's summer, winter, or whatever. Time just flies. And that's so true, kicking it with Lynn. That's so true. Sonya, Miss Lynn says she takes 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Sonya says, ladies, good night. The live was great and I learned a lot. Until next time, thank you, Sonya. Thank you so much. Kicking it with Lynn. I will check your channel out. Please do. Please do. Um, please check her. Sonya, can you just click on her name? It'll come up and take you to her channel. It'll come up and take you to Kicking It with Lynn's channel. Lynn says, thanks, Sonya. Have a good night. Kicking It with Lynn. Okay. Good night. I will check out your channel. Did I just reread that? Lynn says, you and me both on trying to travel this year. Yeah, and I did a little bit better with travel last year. I got out a little bit more. Kicking It with Lynn, you had a blast too. You had a blast too. You had fun too. So yes, that look, we're back on goals. Those are our goals, to go and travel a little bit more, and have some more fun, some more relaxation, some more good times. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming to this live. As always, I wish you all peace, positivity, and prosperity. Don't let bothered people bother you, and don't leave any place with more stress than you went with. Wherever you go, whether it's on an app, Walmart, Target, church, work, try your best not to leave with more stress than you went with. That's easier said than done. So pray on it, speak on it, and try your best not to leave with more stress. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live. Bye, y'all.